We already talked a bit about the colors, but you can imagine how many times it's changed even in the 20th century. So it's actually really special to have ours back up there. And when we got it back up there, you can imagine that people actually came here and cried because it was such a big deal. But the main reason why I wanted to come here is actually that from this tower something amazing began. Namely, in 1989, in August, just 2 years before our independence, this human chain was made. Human chain meaning people holding hands, and it was made from here to Vilnius in Lithuania. And the first person in that chain touched this tower here, and the last one touched another tower in Vilnius. Of course, if you go to Vilnius, they will tell you that the first person touched the tower in Vilnius and the last one here. But it doesn't matter. What matters is who was in there and why it was made. Now, it was made because it was the 50th anniversary of a thing called the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. Yep. Have you heard about it?
Yep.
Some have, some haven't. It's okay if you haven't. Actually, a lot of people haven't, although it was an important event, turning point even, because the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact was a pact made between the Soviets and Nazi Germany just before World War II began. So in August 1939, they got together and they made this non-aggression agreement. So they agreed not to attack each other because they knew that the war was coming and they needed to buy some time, because we know they're going to attack each other anyways. But they wanted to, have a bit of time to do other things and then go against each other. And in that pact were also some secret protocols. And in those secret protocols, the Soviets and the Nazis literally divide Eastern Europe among themselves. So they get together, maybe have some beer and divide countries. And for example, to the Soviet Union went the Baltic states, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. Now, do you think that it's an okay thing to do? Come together and share countries? I hope you don't think so, because I'm gone. Otherwise, of course it's not. And that's
we did it all the time in Britain.
Yeah.
Look at India.
Yeah, maybe not the correct person to ask. Indeed, at least here we thought it's not okay, and that's why this human chain was made. It was exactly made on the 50th anniversary of the pact on 23rd of August 1989. And for that human chain, 2 million people came together. 2 million means every fourth person in the Baltic states was in there. Also, it was about 675 kilometers long and stretched through 3 countries, so Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. And for a long time, it was the longest ever human chain made. And the most amazing fact about it, in my opinion, is that they started organizing this in July, but it happened in August. So they had 5 weeks to bring together 2 million people. And there was no Facebook or Instagram or internet or anything like that. So it just shows you how much people wanted this, how much they wanted their independence. And for example, my grandparents were part of it. And they said that it was the most amazing thing, that literally everyone went. If you could go, you were there. And they had a car, so they started driving outside Tallinn, and they said that they had to drive for a really long time even to find a place. That's how many people there were. So definitely a very impressive thing and a very good example of how we protested around here. So a lot of our protesting was done like this, peacefully, often through singing, dancing. We already spoke about the singing and dancing, and that has kind of been a part of our culture for a long time, and also a part of our revolution. So nowadays our revolution is actually called the Singing Revolution. So if you're interested, you can Google Singing Revolution Estonia and see videos, pictures about it, because it's not that long ago, so they have all this material left online as well. That's why, since we are the singing and dancing nation, and we just had the singing and dancing festival, then who am I if I don't teach you a dance? So it's this simple, simple Estonian folk dance. It's called Kaerajan. In translation, it's something like Oat John. Doesn't make sense even in Estonian. And it goes like this. It's basically just jumping. It's like this. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you can either let me embarrass myself for the second time, or you can dance with me. I'm especially hoping that you will dance with me. No. You need like 1 meter of space.